Hello everybody, we are back. I had to abruptly end the last live because I had a little bit of a family emergency type of situation, but it's not as big of a deal as we had thought. So we're on to the next document, and this one is Britney is opposing another motion to seal, and we love a good motion to seal opposition. There's the cat. She is here with us today. So, this is the title of this document is Conservators. Title of this document is Conservatee's opposition. So that's Britney's opposition to Conservator's motion to seal pleadings relating to the 12th account. And that's the document. I know y'all hear the cat. That's the document, we read not in the last video, but the video before this one. And the last video was like literally what? This stupid cat. Hold on. No, stop. She's trying to go under the covers. If you've ever seen my cat, she is a hairless cat, and it's starting to get cold. So now she's like finding every blanket and covers that she can find to try to snuggle up under. But sometimes that ends up, look at her. That's her right there. Oh, now she's sitting on my lap. Anyway. Hello Kitty. So basically Jamie has made a motion to seal the record of that account, and Britney's saying, nah, we're not sealing shit. We're not doing that no more. So we're about to read that document right now. Conservatee, Britney Spears, submits the following limited opposition to the motion to seal the pleadings, and filed by James on August 6, 2020. I don't know if we went over that document or not, but his motions to seal always look the same. Limited scope of opposition. The opposition to the account sealing is limited. Britney agrees with James that information within that account report should be sealed to the extent that it relates to or reveals trade secrets or proprietary information, attorney-client communications, medical info, or her kids. However, the following entries do not fall within any of those categories of protected info. So this is categories of things that they want, that Britney and Sam Ingham are arguing to be public, and that Jamie has argued to keep secret and to keep sealed. So let's see what those things are. Pages 9 to 10 as to Schedule D, G, and H only. Okay, I'm not going to read all this stuff. Let's just get to what copies of the redacted pages are attached as Exhibit A. Okay, so this right here, I have a feeling, and if there's any accounting people here, the investment valuation differences. Someone sent me money on PayPal. That's so nice. Thank you. Investment valuation differences, I think is probably going to be something to do with like losing money. Like basically Lou Taylor's company, Stonebridge, is in charge of some of Britney's money. So I think that Sam Ingham is like trying to root out who and what, money is tangled up in there. There's this like investment valuation difference crap. We don't know what that means. So page 98. So basically, Sam Ingham and Britney are saying, hold on, let's let the fans look at this and help us out. I don't know if that's actually what they're saying, but I always think that's what they mean when they want things to be open to the public. I'm like, yeah, they want us to look at it. Let's see. Hey, everybody. Your cat is skinny as a needle. She's actually not. She's got this, like, flappy stomach. Poor thing. Bless her heart. Anyway, all right, so these are the things that they want, that Sam Ingham wants shown. And he has an Exhibit A. We love an Exhibit A. Now we're going to talk about the applicable law. With very few limited exceptions, California law presumes public access to court records because the public has a legitimate interest in understanding how its court system operates. The California Constitution states that the people have the right to access to information concerning the conduct of the people's business. Therefore, the meetings of public officials and agencies shall be open to public scrutiny. And we have been over this before the last time that Sam opposed. To seal a record he said the same argument, which is the people, that means, the taxpayers basically, but everyone has the right to access information. Everyone in the state of California, I should say, has the right to access information, and to scrutinize, right? Scrutiny, that means like criticize, right? The meetings of public officials and agencies. Time out real quick. Freedom for Britney. Thank you. I forget your exact job title, but I know you're like certified accountant or something like really important, really smart. Yes, you are right regarding investment. In the previous document, they spoke of credit to the investment, which is a loss. Okay. All right. Thank you. One day I legit want you to either do a live with me or do like Q&A, like behind the scenes, you're answering the questions, and I'll just be the one that's live if you want to stay confidential. Britney is a public figure. Right. Britney is a public figure. That is true. But not a public official, right? A public official would be like a judge or a police officer or, like some type of city worker, something like that. The Constitution further requires, so he's talking about the California state constitution, right? So don't get it confused with the United States Constitution, which Britney also has rights under. So the Constitution further requires that a statute, court rule, or other authority, including those in effect on the effective date, shall be broadly construed. So you want to, construe or interpret it, any statute or any law, to further or to give more right of access to the public. It should only be narrowly interpreted if it limits the rights of access. So basically, Sam is using this case law to say, look, the California Constitution says that the public has access to this, so the public should have access to this. Also, not only the Constitution itself, but cases that have been decided. That's what we call case law. It's clear that probate records generally do fall within the presumption of public access. So probate records, which this is a probate conservatorship, is presumptively, there's this presumption that it should be open to the public, even when purely business considerations would dictate privacy. So, for example, Copley Press, which is a court case that happened in California in 1998, it says no statute exempts probate files from the status of public records. So there's no statute that says probate records are supposed to, be secret when all this other stuff is supposed to be public. Everything is, I legit feel like you're working harder to free Britney than her actual lawyers. Well, listen, we are going to free her one way or the other. Her lawyers, me, us, the movement, someone. Then Sam Ingham says the leading case is this case called NBC Subsidiary versus Superior Court in 1999. What did that case say? Well, that opinion established a 5-part test, and we have gone over this test at least twice in other videos before, whenever Sam has had other motions to dismiss. So under that rule, which is the 5-part test, a record can only be sealed if a court expressly finds facts that establish the following. So let's see, is this an and? Yes. All 5 of these things have to happen in order for a probate record, to be sealed, which is what Jamie is asking. He is asking for sealing the records. Now, do you have access to the court investigator's report submitted yesterday? I don't know. Freedom for Britney. I don't mind answering any questions with regards to the accounting. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love that answer. I am not an accountant. My partner is a CPA, but he is very big on not wanting to, insert himself too much into the movement and stuff. So he's one of those scared to show his face people, which is totally fine. Lots of people are. I'm just not. So in this 5-part test, right? So basically Sam is saying, if you want to seal the records, all 5 of these things have to happen. And that's coming from the California Superior Court, right? What are these 5 things? That there's an overriding interest that overcomes the right of public access. Overriding interest. That overriding interest supports sealing the record. That substantial, right? Substantial probability exists that interest would be prejudiced or harmed if the record is remained open to the public. the proposed sealing is narrowly tailored. Narrowly tailored is a law phrase that they like to use a lot. Narrowly tailored means, the rule applies, but it doesn't apply to the whole ass document. It only applies to some things, right? And then the fifth thing that has to happen if you want to seal a probate record is that there is no other means that are less restrictive that could help that overriding interest. So what that means is, okay, yes, would sealing the record help? Sure. But is there another way, like maybe partial redaction or partially including some information? Because we are talking about the public having a right to access and see and read court documents. We are talking about the right of the public versus sealing a record, right? That's what Sam Ingham's argument is. And they're guilty. That's why they want to seal. I know. And we've talked about this before. This is kind of just a, what's the word I'm looking for? A review. If this does sound like something you're not familiar with, then I would encourage you to go watch the other videos that I have done on Sam Ingham's oppositions to motions to seal. Those would have been at least a month old, probably more. Okay, discussion. As noted above, and remember, Sam Ingham wrote this document. As noted above, let me make this smaller. None of those entries that he listed up above fall within the scope of an overriding interest of Britney that overcomes the, here we are, right of public access to these transactions as a part of the accounting. Therefore, they are not properly subject to a motion to seal. For the reasons above, objector, that is Britney, requests the account sealing motion be denied as to those unprotected entries that Sam Ingham listed above, and the account sealing motion be granted as to the entirety of accounting other than the unprotected. So what is that saying? Let's go back up to the top just to recap, okay? Here's a list of things he thinks are unprotected entries, right? Here's a list of things that he thinks, hi Ricardo, that Sam Ingham thinks should be open to the public. That's page 9 to 10, schedules D, G, and H. That's page 42 as to some February 2019 entries. That's licenses and fees on page 91, page 98, investment valuation differences, page 126 as this entry, right? So this list, he's saying, doesn't qualify as that 5-part test, and all of these things should not be sealed. And that's all he's arguing. Anything else can be sealed. Okay, so let's go and see if we can actually get anything out of this. Here's the Exhibit A. Britney Jean Spears, let's see. So this is what the account report looks like, I suppose. Total property at hand, $59 million. This was the closing. So this would have been from the year of 2018, but This would have been the year 2019. Okay, yeah. So this is all from money that was spent in 2019. As you see, January 1st to December 31st. Allegedly $59 million property on hand. And let's see. Schedule D, G, and H. So he wants to see what this is. Other credits. He wants this to be unredacted, right? See how they have it redacted or blocked off? Sam Ingham wants to see it. $59 million, my ass. Where's the money? I agree, Violet. And as you see, this all relates to that Louisiana residence. So Sam is trying to get at something with that Louisiana residence, I think. Then we have a few of these things. I don't know what he wants to see from here, but you'll see they have everything blacked out, right? Personnel and assistants, they have everyone blacked out. I don't know which of this that they want to see. Probably all of this. I could go and cross-reference, but it's just kind of like, let's see, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch line of credit. So I guess he may want to see what this is. Total liabilities. Yeah, because they're not giving what the net change amount is from the year, right? So she starts out with $3.8 million line of credit in 2019. And then 2018, she had a $4 million line of credit. Oh, okay. So that's actually adds up. So she either drew out $193,000 from that line of credit, or they decreased her line of credit. Loeb and Loeb is going to help them with this. Yeah, I do think so. Wouldn't it be enough for the lawyers, judge, to see all the numbers? She was only $59 million. She would go broke in a few years by paying all these people. Isn't the purpose to maintain her fortune? Yeah, I agree for Britney 11. So what else do we have here? Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. So they just want to see. I really don't know how to read this stuff or like what I'm looking at, so that's why I'm kind of just flying through here. Okay. All right, so basically, yeah, he wants to see these things. He does not, basically, the Cliff Notes TLDR of this is there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kind of like pages where Sam Ingham believes these things should not be sealed. So yeah, I guess take questions now. This is pretty much it. These documents were short. I do want to get eventually to those other documents that were filed on the 28th. See, these are 28. This is 28th. But there were other documents filed about Holland and Knight and stuff. I have not read those yet, but if anybody has questions, let's check the questions box. Nope, no questions. I'll scroll up then. So glad I got to catch this live. I missed your beautiful voice. Oh, you're so sweet. I know, it's like exciting when you actually get to catch the live as it's live. They're guilty. That's why they want to steal the records. Does anyone have any specific questions about accounting for Freedom for Britney? Because they are here right now and are an accounting expert. Or Freedom for Britney, if you want to say anything that, I definitely missed. How do we start law reform? I think we should include that as a goal of the movement. Lisa McCarley has already started. She has a few different proposals, and one of her proposals to change the law is to have an independent oversight review board, right? Like an oversight board of like concerned citizens. I just joined. I think I missed the whole thing. Don't worry, Free Britney Art. I have a lot more documents to go over. Let me see if I can pull them up. I think like 3 or 4 more documents to go over. So I'm going to do more lives today. Don't worry. That's the firm Jamie wants for more litigation. Your live is so much more exciting. Live is so much more exciting. Are you going through the ex parte doc? I went through oh, you mean the Holland and Knight one? Renato, I haven't gone through it yet. But I am going to be going through that, yes. Hopefully all of the documents were all caught up and we go through every single document that's been filed in the last week or so by Monday. I'm hoping to be finished with all of these videos. I think I have 3 more to do after this one. Off topic. Do you know what happened to Jamie's petition? I'm going to turn my camera around. Do I know what happened to Jamie's petition? Sorry, cat. To extend the conservatorship to other states. No, I don't know what happened to that. And I don't know if it's like state by state or if he has to, I don't actually know how that works. Does anyone know what happened with Jamie's petition to extend the conservatorship to other states? The judge will decide if the report can be made public. I doubt it has a lot of sensitive information. Has redacted doc already been granted? Like we can see records. I think that is also going to be decided on November 11th. Lisa and BJ are MVPs. Oh, we are still waiting. I appreciate all your hard work. These vids are helpful to Britney herself if she can sneak and watch on Finsta to further understand these documents. Yeah, no, that's kind of like low-key my dream that like Britney Spears herself actually sees like any video that I made. Oh, I forgot about this. Sorry, I'm watching this live on my phone. Could barely see the exhibit to analyze properly. However, would be interested to analyze once unredacted. And Freedom for Britney, I actually have the file of like the 1st through 10th account current. I think it's missing one. But if that would be helpful, I can send you that. The only thing is it's such a big document that I can only send it through like Google attachment or Google Drive type of thing. So if you have a Google email address, DM me the Google account email address and I'll send you all the accounting documents that I do have. I wonder if Lou provided the correct accounting report without defects. Who knows? Does a celebrity need a line of credit that high? Well, maybe, because a lot of celebrities have other businesses that we don't know about. They all kind of have these, even like legit business managers who will invest their money in certain ways. Some of those ways include like buying real estate. And so sometimes you will need, cash on hand to make certain deposits or down payments and stuff like that. So a lot of times celebrities may be rich, but their money isn't just sitting in their bank account, right? Like it's sitting in an investment account, or it's sitting in investment vehicle of some sort, or maybe they have invested it like in a certain company with a friend. Like it's not always necessarily just sitting in their bank account. And frankly, if you have a whole lot of money, that's an irresponsible thing to do with it. You should be using it to make more money, and then ultimately, you should be paying more taxes, but you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to make more money and you have a lot of money, the easiest way to do that is to invest it. So I can think of some reasons for a celebrity to have a line of credit that high, Depop this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is legitimate. I hope Britney does have a Finsta, which is called Jamie for Jail or something. That's hilarious. How was your bar exam, Mr. Genius? It was horrible, and I honestly feel like I failed it. So Sam Ingham does not currently have a full visibility of Britney's financials. That's actually a good question, Ben. He must. There's no way he doesn't. I mean, I feel like he must have, Sam himself must have that information, but whether or not he can give that information out to the public is an issue, I think. November 11th, hoping for the best, Britney. Is it November 11th or November 10th, Jillian? I thought it was the 10th, but it might be the 11th. Let's see. Thanks. That would be extremely helpful. I'll DM you. Okay, great. Good. Awesome. I will send you those documents then. Let's see. Poor Britney has to pay thousands per hour to get out of this. Thanks for all your hard work. You're welcome. Jen O'Neill said it is the 10th. Does Jamie, free Britney Arabia, does Jamie give Britney an allowance from her own money? Yes. November 10th, November 10th, November 10th. Okay. Jillian said it was a typo. Jillian knows it's November 10th. But I've been saying that too, and I think it's because the month of November is 11. So it's always like, I always think the number 11, and I've said 11th myself too. What do we have here? A question. It's sad Britney has to pay to fight for herself. Yeah, it is. So I guess the next video that we'll do will be concerning Holland and Knight, who are the lawyers that Jamie is hiring. So Holland and Knight and Sidley are firms that Jamie likes to use, and they are firms that are nationally and internationally known and ranked. Like, these are real legitimate firms. Geraldine's firm I've never heard of until this case. Similarly, Loeb & Loeb is not a firm that I have heard of until this case. Now, that being said, I believe that Loeb & Loeb is probably the best law firm for this type of litigation, because they seem to really only like do this type of stuff, conservatorships, estates, trusts, stuff like that, and that's what we do need. So just because I didn't hear of something, that doesn't mean that it isn't. Okay, Renato, can they object to that ex parte doc? I'll have to read it, Renato, first, because I don't exactly know what that document says yet. I mean, just generally, I think probably, but someone said that request was already granted, and I can't attest to that. I can't say that it was or wasn't. But I'll have more answers once we read the document. Probably going to end up doing that today. Jen O'Neill is so mad about the missing quotation marks. I know. I saw you were mad about that earlier. I hate looking at myself on this camera. Okay. Jamie, give Britney an allowance from her own money. All right. Why would Holland and Knight be associated when Jekyll and Hyde's firm does do litigation? Loeb makes sense because Ingham doesn't do litigation, I guess, even though that's poor. Jen O'Neill, good question. I really don't know. I know that they're trying to bring in that lady Vivian Thoreen, who apparently like had something to do with putting Britney in the conservatorship in the first place. So maybe they just really want that lady's expertise. Again, I'll probably have more answers once I actually read that petition because I haven't read it yet. I mean, maybe Jekyll and Hyde are agreeing that they're not good enough to do this litigation against Loeb and Loeb. I mean, Loeb and Loeb is a powerhouse. I've looked at their resumes, and guess what? They all went to good schools. They all have very impressive resumes. They all have won really big cases. Some of them have worked on celebrity conservatorships. I would be scared if I was Jekyll and Hyde too. So Joshua Bailey said it has been granted pending a petition. Is that foundation on my hand? Pending a petition. Pending an objection. Joshua Bailey 03. Okay, so the Holland and Knight petition has been granted pending an objection. You are gorgeous. Thank you, Mr. Genius. I feel not gorgeous. This is like the most terrible lighting. Congrats on your home. Thank you. Hopefully Bessemer gets approved. Agreed, Jekyll and Hyde. What's your new house like? What are you renovating first? Okay. My new house is old. It was built in 1980, but it is a mid-century modern house, so it's got like really good bones, as they say. But like it has not been updated or renovated since 1980. So it's like got these like wooden doors and all the trim is like wood and paneling on the wall and this shag carpet in the basement. One of the bathrooms is lime green. We have some videos of before, but we're not moving into the house right now. We have to renovate it. We're definitely going to be redoing the floors. It has these really beautiful oak floors. I do like the wood floors, but they're like kind of, just 30 years old. So 80, 90, 30, 40 years old. Oh my God. Like everything's like, I still think 1990 was 10 years ago somehow. And I was born in 1990 and like I'm 30, so I shouldn't think that. Lime green bathroom, yes. And it has like a red light and they're like some kind of weird disco ball thing. The basement has wood paneling and green shag carpet and feels like you're in a time machine. We're definitely getting the roof done, and a lot of the trees on the property are falling, so we're going to have a lot of trees cut down just because if a tree falls on the house, I'm not trying to do it. My guess is they want people who are already involved. Sounds fantastic, just kidding. No, it is, listen, like, it's going to be really cool. Like, I have all these Pinterest boards and all this stuff, but as it sits right now, it, like, doesn't feel like we could actually move in. We're redoing the whole kitchen. If anybody has renovated a kitchen, a disco ball in the lime green bathroom, I know. It's lime green. Depop this. I can't believe 2010 was a decade ago. I know. And they have, and the one really cool thing about the house is it has all these skylights, like windows, like basically on the roof. And the ceilings are super tall. So that part's cool. If you go to my most recent Instagram post, like not IGTV thing or whatever, you can see like the roof is like super angular. Also, y'all, I want to start doing more. That live I did with Lisa McCarley the other day was so good, and like people seem to really like it, and I like having expert. Toll Brothers is a great home building service. I'm in the Princeton, New Jersey area. If anybody has recommendations on any like landscapers or roof people, floor people, painters, that'd be great in the Princeton, New Jersey, Mercer County area. Anyway, so I want to start bringing one of my friends, Tom. We went to law school together. He's going to come on my channel soon in the next like couple weeks, and he's going to talk about due process and like the constitutional right to due process. And he's going to talk about he's kind of nervous to talk about Britney specifically. I'll do that part. But he will kind of say, like, what normally is supposed to happen and, things like that. He worked as a prosecutor in Philadelphia for 2 years. So he's, like, really been a lawyer already. I'll try to get Lisa back on here. And, like, other people, like, if anyone Jersey, welcome to the state where we don't pump our gas. Oh my God, I have a really funny story about that, Violet. So my partner is Punjabi. He was born in a state in India called Punjab, and that's the language that he speaks, Punjabi. So I know a little bit of it, and I'm trying to learn it. But I was at the first time ever, I was at a gas station in New Jersey that I had to like not pump gas. Like I didn't know that. So I pull up and I start to get out, and this man walks up to me and he's like, no, stay in your car. And, I'll pump the gas or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now. I forgot her. So anyway, he said like a bad word about me in Punjabi, and I knew what it meant. And that was my claim to being smart that day. I didn't say anything. I didn't act like I knew what it meant. But then when I left and got home, I told my partner, I was like, the guy at the gas station called me a bitch or whatever. And he was like, what did he say? And I repeated it, and he was like, yep, sure did. It was a Punjabi guy. But anyway, that was fun. If I could have any superpower, it would be to learn and to know every language. What would your superpower be? That is so weird. I know. But it is cool you don't have to pump your own gas, especially in coronavirus, because then you don't have to touch the pump. Admit it, you learned the bad words first. Yeah, I learned the bad words first because that's the words that they use the most in this household. Not really. But I did learn a lot of the bad words first. And then I learned like the word for like, Punjabi has gendered words, just like, everything out, like any other language other than English. And there's like there's gendered word for dog, right? Like boy dog, girl dog, or whatever. And so apparently the Punjabi word for girl dog is the same as bitch, just like in English, right? Like the word bitch used to really just mean girl dog. And so I was trying to learn the other day, and like his family's super wholesome and like sweet and wonderful. And so I'm sitting around, and it's like, I said the word for boy dog, and then I was like, oh, and then I was going to do like a pair. I was like, kutta, kuti, and everyone busts out laughing. And I'm like, okay, I guess I pronounced that wrong, like way to be rude. And then he's like, no, you just said bitch. And that's how I learned that word. Not a good welcome to the gas station. It was okay. I probably would have been like this dumb, but like I probably would have said the same thing, so I really wasn't mad. My superpower would be to end conservatorship abuse. What a good superpower. Asia countries where I'm from. Ooh, I would have said something. I was just trying to get my gas. He didn't know. Haha, I admit you learned about okay, LOL, that's so weird. It's Britney Kuti. Is it Kuti? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's Britney Kuti. That is so funny. I'm screenshotting that. That is so funny for Britney Arabia. Okay. Any other questions do you have, or should I just go to the next video on the Holland and Knight thing? I don't know, sometimes like going through it's just like so taxing on me mentally. Alright, nobody is asking any questions, so I guess I'm gonna go. Yes, finally caught a live video as I'm like, I'm leaving. Okay, so I'll just post this video and then we'll move on to the next document. I think we have literally 3 more to go. So, Britney Army 101. I miss Britney. Yeah, she's been kind of MIA on social media since everybody dragged her across the internet for her dance video. What am I doing for Halloween? I'm not doing anything. Nothing's going on. What are y'all doing for Halloween? It doesn't really feel like Halloween to me. It feels fake. Thanks so much for all your effort enlightening us. Oh, you're welcome. You're crying because I miss Britney. What's the docs about? This document that I went over right now was about, let me remind myself. It was Britney opposing Britney opposing Jamie's motion to seal the accounting records. Britney thinks that there's certain things that Jamie is trying to seal that should not be sealed. Dressing up as Lou for Halloween. Watch horror films on Halloween. Yeah, maybe I'll watch a scary movie or like a scary series or something. Free Britney 11 is so funny. All right, so I'll go on this one and then we'll go to the Holland and Knight documents next, I think. I think those should be the next ones. And I will see y'all in a few minutes.